Hello, I'm Mick Grewcock, and today I want to talk to you about the National Fraud Initiative. Now, before you go rushing to the X in the corner of the screen, it is important because it does affect everybody. Every 2 years, the service has to give payroll, pension and creditor details about you to the Cabinet Office. This allows their third-party contractor to cross-match your details against that held by Companies House. The idea of this is to look to see whether or not any potential fraud is being committed or could be committed. Some people in the organisation can influence the procurement of services and the purchase of goods, and the idea of this is to make sure that there are no conflicts of interest between that of the organisation and of the organisations that you may work for or be a director of outside of the service. The information doesn't need to be provided to them with your consent. Under the General Data Protection Regulations and the Data Protection Act, we are allowed to give them the details without your permission. I'd like to draw your attention though to one of our policies, and I've got it in front of me, a snippet from it. It's the Code of Conduct for Directors, Managers and Employees policy. Now within that, paragraph 7.1 is quite clear that your personal life is exactly that. However, if there are activities that you're involved with and you do have an interest in other organisations, then you basically have to declare it to us. And 17.1 in the same policy states that if you have other employment, then your area manager should know. Now the reason this is in place is for you, if you are a director or involved in another organisation, you're able to declare that interest to us. It's a very simple process, normally an email to your line manager and copying executive support so that we can inform the monitoring officer. Your data at this stage will only ever be used to share with the monitoring officer, and when we get the report back in January, when the information has been cross-matched, we can then chase up any items that we need to in terms of whether employees have been identified. If you're on the register already and we know about your interest, that makes the process a lot easier. Failure to tell us can lead into disciplinary action, but before we get to that point, it's best to declare your interest if you have one. Please refresh yourself on that policy and fulfil your duty by letting us know. Not the most interesting subject matter I know this week, but nevertheless an important element of what the organisation does. Thank you and take care.